too, that'd be awesome. Dragunov, really?
What up guys, it's Darian, I'm back, and today I'm bringing you a little bit of Wii 2 discussion. I did this commentary earlier, but not only did it suck, but it also didn't save it, so I guess it's a win-win situation. Alright, first thing I'm going to discuss about the Wii 2 is it's probably going to be awesome, and I hope I get it. I doubt that I will. Choked on my own saliva. I doubt that I actually will get it, but, you know, there's nothing wrong with hoping that you get something. Anyway, the first thing that the Wii 2 needs to have is a fast CPU. Because without a fast CPU, it can't render graphics, and, well, the good HD graphics that we all want to have. And the Xbox 360 is running at a 3.2 GHz triple-core CPU, and if the Wii 2 has more than that, that would be amazing. I'm pretty sure most of us agree that the Xbox 360 has pretty damn good graphics. RAM is something that the Wii 2 definitely needs to have, because if you notice that in Black Ops for the Wii, there's no chopper gunners, gunships, or even Valkyrie rockets. That's because of RAM. If the whole map was loaded at the same time, I'm pretty sure they actually could have done it with a low-res version of the map. That probably would have taken up disk space and loading times and stuff like that, but it's whatever. They're not in the game, boo-hoo. But anyway, they're not in the game because of RAM, you know. I don't really know how to describe it, that's the problem. One example of what RAM actually does for the game is, for example, if you pull out your secondary weapon, it's there and it's ready for you to use most of the time. Unless the game's like going crazy on loading, and then you pull out nothing, and there's nothing in your hands. You can still shoot, but there's just nothing in your hands. And then it renders up, and it loads it and renders it up, and it's in your hand. But with RAM, your gun would probably pull out your secondary weapon, and it'd probably already be loaded and nice and pretty and rendered up and stuff like that. So RAM is definitely a must. RAM means more power, and more power means better games, and better games means yay. Alright, network. First of all, the one thing that the Wii went wrong with was it didn't have an Ethernet port in the back of it. That's easily avoidable by just putting an Ethernet port on the back of it. Now most people, actually, probably just about everybody on the Wii is wireless. If you're not wireless, then you're obviously wired, and you're using the external thing that you plug in the USB port and it becomes wired. That's, you know, I don't know how much they cost, but it's probably, if it's extra costs for a Wii, which the Wii itself isn't that expensive, but all the stuff you gotta buy for it's pretty crazy. So less demanding need for accessories would be nice for the Wii 2 as well. Storage, if you didn't know, memory is not a hard drive. A hard drive is not memory, and it's also it's called storage. A lot of people have the misconception that your hard drive is your memory. It's not, it's your storage. Your memory is like RAM and stuff. But storage, at least 40 gigabytes would be nice for starting Wii 2 or Project Cafe. 40 gigabytes at the least. You know, because when the Xbox 360 first came out, it had 20 gigabytes, and I think the PS3 had 40. You know, 40 is a good start point. We know there could be other models of the console that have, say, 60, 80, 120, 250, crazy numbers like that. And it'd be a good idea to also support external storage, like an SD card. If it has the SD card, then it'd be practical to have an SD card. It's gonna have backwards compatibility with the Wii. Backwards compatibility would be, it's already been confirmed. That's gonna have backwards compatibility with both Wii and GameCube, which is pretty ridiculous. They're pretty much just building on top of everything that they've done, which is really smart, and it's just making, you know, Nintendo users don't have to backtrack with anything. Unlike Sony, who you can't, if you get a new PS3, you can't play PS2 games on it, excuse me, anymore. Which is, it's pretty stupid, you know. You have to, your whole PS2 library is pretty much useless once you get upgrade to a PS3, just about. As opposed to Wii owners, you know, we got all these Wii games we can play, we have all these GameCube games we can play, and it's just, our library is huge. And especially if you're multi-console, your library is huge. I mean, I got an Xbox sitting over here, and a Wii over here, and a PC. It's pretty awesome. And compatibility with the GameCube, it's probably gonna... I mean, the Wii, it opens up on top, and you get your GameCube ports. You probably already knew that. If you didn't, you've probably been living under a rock. Something that it should feature is an Ethernet port. I already mentioned that. An HDMI out, 1080p resolutions. I think that's already been confirmed, but I'm not sure. Better third-party support, so that games can like have DLC and stuff. And I actually think companies will be more inclined to put better games on the Wii 2 because it's better processing power. It's probably going to have more features that gaming companies are going to want to, you know, play around with a little bit. Online gaming accounts and profiles are kind of like what Xbox Live and PlayStation Network have, you know, with your gamertags and your PSN IDs. They're pretty much, you get your own personal name. No one else can have this. They might have something similar, but not exactly the same. It'll register up as already taken. And if the Wii 2 has that, that would be awesome. They'd be building on top of Nintendo Wi-Fi connection. You know, it's pretty cool how on the Wii you can change your name whenever you want, but I've literally played a match where there were 3 Johns. Spelled exactly the same way. The only way I could tell them apart was their rank. And on top of that, something else for the online, they should include cross-game chat, which is pretty much kind of like Xbox Live Party Chat, where you can talk to your friends no matter what game they're playing, which is pretty goddamn awesome if you ask me. I can just hop in my friend's party, say, hey dude, what's up, you want to come play some zombies? You know, we go play some zombies and go have some fun. Whereas on PS3, you gotta send your buddy a message. He might miss the message because he's in the zone. He's on like that high kill streak, and he's in the zone, man. He doesn't even see it pop up in the corner of his screen. It's even worse with the Wii, whereas you gotta either like call him up, send him an email, hit him up on Facebook, text him, something like that, just to get their attention. Say, hey, yo, bro, let's go play some Wii. Or if you're already friends on the Wii, you can just send them a text message and say, yo, dude, hit me up on Skype, and it's all good. But, you know, if you have cross-game chat or cross messages, whenever, because like on the Wii, if you have Wii Connect 24 turned on, then if you get a message, a little blue light in the front of the Wii will light up and let you know that you have a message, but then you have to close your game, go back to the Wii message board and check you're sending a message, then you send it to them, and you go back to play your game, and then you gotta come right back. Alright, so cross-game chat would be nice. One of my favorite features of all time on the Xbox 360 is the ability to listen to music no matter what the hell you're doing. Just about. You can listen to it while you're playing a game, you can listen to it while you're browsing, listen to it while you're on Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. And just playing Nazi zombies while rocking out to your favorite tunes is just awesome. And if your computer's in your room, if you have your own room and you have your computer in it, you got your Dazzle or HDP VR or EasyCap set up, just launch your program that lets you record, and if it has a preview that lets you hear your game without any lag or anything, go ahead and play music through your computer while listening to the your game through that. Or you can, but that's just for my setup because I have everything. You know, if I want to listen to the computer, I have to change my stereo to computer. I want to listen to the Wii, I gotta set it to whatever it's called. It says CD on the controller, but that's not really what it is. Anyway, the GPU, I should have mentioned this when I was talking about the CPU, but the GPU, it's pretty much, it's the CPU's partner in crime when it comes to graphics. I'm pretty sure GPU stands for Graphics Processing Unit, but I'm not positive, so don't take my word for it. Pretty much the CPU, which I'm positive that means Central Processing Unit. it renders the graphics and then puts all that work after the graphics are rendered on the GPU so that the graphics can stay there, they look pretty and all that stuff. But the CPU also does other stuff, like runs all the scripts and yada yada yada, all that stuff. And GPU pretty much just make the graphics look good, and it has a good strong buff GPU, and the games will look beautiful, and we can rub it in Microsoft and Sony's face until they release a new console and rub it in our face and we're sad. Unless, even though this won't happen, and I can guarantee it, I'm not even sure if I should say it, but like, the Wii 2 has GPU updates where you can go out and buy a new GPU for your games, and it'd kind of be like the PC where you can change your graphics settings, but that's probably asking for way too much. I think I've just about covered everything. Oh, accessories. Having a headset that's either wireless or plugs into your controller so that the cord's not in the way. Like, if you notice, the cord probably gets in the way about as often as the nunchuck wire gets in your way. Like, sometimes my nunchuck wire will get wrapped around my knee and I don't notice it, and then I'll go to stand up and I'll jerk the controller out of my hand. And that sometimes will happen to the mic on my Xbox. I'll stand up and then it'll get wrapped around my knee and then I'll jerk it out of the controller and excuse me, and then I gotta plug it back in. And well, that's just about it for my Wii 2 discussion. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay, and leave any comments for what you want to see in the new Wii 2 coming out next year, hopefully. And I'll see you in my next video. Peace, guys.
Mission accomplished. Nice job.
Actually, 19 kills.
Just want to end this. Fuck you, Charlie!